I am currently parked just down the street from the other man's driveway, waiting to destroy his entire world exactly the way he destroyed mine. Right now, I'm watching his front door. I intend to face my wife's lover today. I actually caught them and addressed the infidelity with her 3 months ago. At that time, she cried endlessly and claimed she wanted to remain married. I wanted to rescue the relationship, so we started therapy. We have been attending sessions together and individually. Outwardly, she has said every correct phrase. She claims to love me exclusively, wants to repair the damage, and refuses to divorce. She even unlocked her phone for me, but requested I not snoop behind her back to build trust. She promised she was dedicated to fixing our broken bond. However, she is still seeing him. I discovered this betrayal but remain silent. I intend to hand her divorce documents tomorrow. Before that happens, though, I need to face her lover to uncover what other falsehoods she has been feeding me. I am aware they have spoken on the phone a dozen times since I demanded she cut contact. She swore she hadn't touched base with him, yet the logs prove otherwise. They are texting daily. She is clearly erasing the messages from her mobile device because the inbox looks clean, but she forgot that erasing them there does not remove them from her synchronized tablet. So here I am, idling in my vehicle near his residence. I am waiting for him or his spouse to head to work. If he exits, I will tail him to his office and handle it there. If she leaves first, I will march up and knock on his door. Once this is finished, I will update you. I am an absolute wreck. I knew this community would want to know what happened, so here is the report starting with yesterday evening. I arrived from the office, prepared a meal, and ate. My wife asked about my day. I gave a short, vague answer. That was it. We dined, engaged with the children, and tucked them in as if life were normal. We sat in our room watching television, and she remained silent for 2 hours. When the show ended, she finally spoke, saying she was retiring for the night. No arguments, no talks, nothing. She slept, and I stayed awake gaming for hours before crashing. I barely slept and woke at 5 a.m. The reason I chose to serve her today was our scheduled marriage counseling appointment at noon. I had already briefed our counselor on my plan. When the session began, I wasted no time. I told her I spoke to her lover yesterday. She asked if I really spoke to him. I confirmed it. She asked why I would do that. I explained I needed the truth because she refused to provide it. She asked what he said. I told her he threw her under the bus completely. She asked what that meant. I explained he revealed every detail of their ongoing affair. The hiding, the clandestine meetups, the romantic calls. All of it. She asked if he really told me everything. I said yes, everything. Then I listed the specific dates, times, and details I already knew from her texts. She began to weep. I told her that while she sits in therapy saying one thing, her behavior says something else entirely, so I am finished. She asked what I meant. I handed her the divorce file. I told her I wanted out. She held the documents as if they were burning her skin and just stared at them. She looked at the counselor for assistance, asking how to repair this because she didn't want a separation. She claimed to want me and our life. The counselor asked if she understood my perspective. She explained that when words and actions conflict, you must trust the actions. Her actions told me everything. I asked how we move ahead without combat, without toxicity, and without hurting the kids. The remainder of the hour was surprisingly polite. There was plenty of crying from us both. I explained how enraged and gutted I felt that she continued the affair while treating me like a oblivious fool. She cried because her reality was collapsing. I informed her I had severed her access to funds and she could use half our savings for a lawyer. I told her she could not stay in our house and needed to find a bed with friends or relatives. I stated clearly there was no hope for us. She wept harder. Walking out, she grabbed my hand for one last attempt at forgiveness. I yanked away and told her firmly that we were done. She collapsed on the pavement, sobbing. I stepped over her and left. Driving away, I called her lover's wife. I left a message saying I urgently needed to speak with her. I then called my lawyer to file the papers, but paused the restraining order unless things turned volatile. My wife called and texted repeatedly. I ignored them. I felt hollow as I drove to her parents' place. Before entering, the lover's wife called back. He hadn't warned her. I asked to meet in an hour. She agreed. I entered her parents' home and spilled everything. Her mother cried instantly. Her father remained stoic. I told them I loved their daughter and tried to save us, but I refused to stay while she cheated. They were so shocked I couldn't read their reaction. I promised not to slander her to the public, but insisted they know the truth. I told them I didn't expect their support, and honestly, I wanted them to support her because she would need it. This is about my children. If she can't afford a safe home, my kids suffer. Her parents have the means to help her. I hugged them and left. Then I drove to meet the other woman. I am sitting in my car now, waiting for her. I plan to tell her, show her the footage if required, and let her choose her path. If she needs support, I will offer it. Nobody should endure this isolation. That has been my day. I still need to meet her, get the kids, and rekey the house. I have cameras, so if my wife tries to damage property, I will have proof. She knows this, so I am not worried. Update 2. The affair partner's wife arrived. I could see she sensed trouble the moment I exited my vehicle. She attempted a polite greeting, but the tension was palpable. I told her I had difficult news and apologized in advance. I said, my wife and her husband were having an affair. She wept immediately. I continued, revealing I found out 3 months ago. Her head snapped up, eyes filled with fury. She asked why I waited 3 months to tell her. I explained my discovery, the confrontation, and our attempt at counseling. She nodded until I revealed they were still meeting. She broke down again. I must pause here. I am tearing up writing this. I feel terrible spreading this pain. She didn't deserve this. She had no clue. She thought I was calling with bad news about her husband, but never imagined an affair, let alone with my wife, or that it continued after being caught. Her world shattered. I asked if she wanted to see the video. Ironically, she thought I meant a sex tape and was disgusted. I clarified it was a recording of my confrontation with her husband, where he admitted everything. She paused, then agreed to watch. I had edited the 20-minute conversation down to a 60-second clip of his confession and apologies. I played it. She cried seeing his face, so I paused to check on her. She insisted I finish it. After the clip, there wasn't much to say. I apologized for being the bearer of bad news. She thanked me for the truth. I told her I understood her feelings perfectly because I was there 3 months ago. I offered my ear if she ever needed to vent or scream. We hugged, and she left. I don't know her next move, but it won't be good for him. I feel for her and her kids. I drove home. My phone had been exploding with notifications. My soon-to-be ex-wife had been trying to contact me all afternoon. Checking the cameras, I saw she hadn't arrived yet. When I pulled in, she was sitting in the driveway smoking. Seeing me, she began screaming, calling me a lowlife for telling her parents. I activated my phone's recorder and placed it in my pocket. I exited my car. She blocked the garage. I told her yes, they deserved to know why we are splitting. I didn't lie. I told them to support her. This deflated her anger instantly. She switched from rage to sobbing, apologizing, asking how to fix it, claiming she never wanted this. I let her finish, then said I had spoken my piece at the therapist's office. I told her I would handle the kids and dinner, and she could pack a bag but couldn't stay. I suggested her parents' house. She got angry, saying I couldn't keep her from the children. I corrected her, saying I wouldn't keep them from her, but she was in no state to be seen by them. I would tell them she was helping her parents because her dad was ill. They would accept that. We agreed to tell them the truth before the week ended. She cried again. My heart ached, seeing the woman I pledged my life to looking so broken. I hugged her, apologized for the situation, but reminded her this was the consequence of her choices. She tried to kiss me. I pulled back and said that wasn't happening. She broke down, and I walked inside. I made a strong drink. 20 minutes later, she entered, packed quietly, and found me in the kitchen. She asked if I was happy. I said I wasn't happy at all. I wanted a faithful wife and got this instead. She screamed, asking why I was throwing us away. I said she threw us away when she returned to him. I was just sweeping up the debris. She cursed me, but I refused to react. Realizing I wouldn't fight, she slammed the door and sped off. I finished my drink and reviewed the recording of her screaming. I have enough evidence for legal protection. I retrieved the kids, explained Mom was away for a few days, and we had a normal evening. The kids were sad but didn't pry. I haven't heard from anyone in hours. The house will be quiet soon, and I miss the noise. I'll just have another drink. Update 3. I mentioned speaking to the other wife on Friday. She told me she isn't ready to end her marriage, and they are attempting reconciliation through counseling. They have children, so I don't judge her effort. I did the same. I wish them luck. She asked for no contact during this process, and I will respect that. My wife and I had another session Friday focused on telling the kids. She begged me to stop the divorce. I told her she made that choice by returning to him. She claimed they hadn't slept together again, and she only sought him out for a confidant because she couldn't talk to me. It was another lie. Even if I wanted to forgive, the deception stops me. She lies so naturally I can never trust her. It keeps me focused on separation. We told the kids Friday. It was horrific. They understand and are devastated. They are angry at her for the boyfriend and at me for leaving. She didn't want the boyfriend details shared, but I insisted on truth. The kids start therapy Friday. I am trying to balance discipline with allowing them to grieve. It is a hard line to walk. My ex returned Friday night, and we are cohabitating until we decide housing. We must sell the house. I can't afford it alone with support payments. The market is cold, so we will wait until spring. I want these 4 months to vanish. Christmas will be miserable. I can't bear to decorate, but I will for the kids. She is on the couch. I lock the bedroom to protect my space. It might be petty, but she left the marriage, so I keep the bed. The house is quiet. She is barely speaking to me, which is peaceful. Update 4. Tensions have dropped and we are respectful. It gives me hope for an amicable split. Surprisingly, decorating for Christmas was fun. The kids loved it and even my ex joined in. We had cocoa and watched movies. I sat apart from her, breaking our tradition of cuddling. The kids' therapy is progressing. The second session was better. They told us they don't want separate houses. My ex started crying, saying she didn't want that either. I almost snapped that she shouldn't have cheated, but I held my tongue. The therapist later called her out privately for being manipulative and painting me as the villain. It was validating. My ex apologized that night and promised to be more mindful. Work is fine. Christmas is ready. And I accidentally slept with my wife. Rewind to the decoration night. We were drinking brandy, feeling nostalgic. She kissed me, and my judgment failed. We slept together. It was great, but afterward, I felt disgusted with myself. I told her it changed nothing regarding the divorce. She agreed, but who knows with her? I need an STD test now. I feel stupid for letting my guard down. I'm angry at myself and won't let it repeat. Final update. My wife and I decided to stay together. I know this disappoints many of you. I struggled with self-disappointment for a year. We aren't fully healed, but we are better. It took 9 months of intense therapy to reach this point. We both had to forgive. It feels like a miracle. Here's what happened. After the last update, I enforced a no-sex rule. We continued therapy, and she finally opened up about her motives. By March, I saw a shift. We weren't just going through motions. We were communicating honestly. She had deep fears about her identity and sought validation outside. I don't excuse it, but I understand she was lost. I expressed my shattered trust. I am still fearful, but I surrendered my need for control to faith in her. My need for a plan gives me peace. I know exactly what I will do if she cheats again, and that plan allows me to stop worrying. She hasn't contacted him in over a year. I have full access to her devices. Initially, I checked daily, but the urge faded. I haven't checked in months. I haven't spoken to the other couple. I see they are still married on social media, but I blocked them from my feed. I don't care about them. We dropped our old toxic friend group who normalized partying and superficiality. We found new friends focused on family and health. New Year's was wholesome and hangover-free. We paused the divorce in the summer. Dividing assets was painful and actually pushed us to try harder. We told the kids we were working through things. She moved back into the bedroom in August. Life isn't perfect, but it improves daily. On Christmas, she expressed deep remorse and commitment. I love her now more than ever. We are planning a spring vacation. Our counselor is amazed at our progress. I want to be clear on how we did it. 1. Asterisk, asterisk. Therapy, asterisk, asterisk. Essential. It helped me find confidence in her, identify her flaws. 2. Asterisk, asterisk. Radical honesty, asterisk, asterisk. We express feelings immediately. No bottling things up. 3. Asterisk, asterisk, daily check-ins. Asterisk, asterisk. Every night we discuss our day, feelings, and plans. It rebuilt our connection. 4. Asterisk, asterisk. Rediscovery, asterisk, Asterisk. We asked questions like we were dating again. We relearned each other. 5. Asterisk, asterisk, acts of service. Asterisk, asterisk. Small gestures like notes or chores rebuilt trust and affection. 6. Asterisk, asterisk. Stop dwelling. Asterisk, asterisk. I actively chose not to spiral into dark thoughts. I distracted myself with exercise or play. Eventually, the pain faded. I am not preaching. Some marriages should end. I thought ours should. But for now, I believe we will last. I won't be logging back in as it dredges up old pain. I am leaving this account to help others, but I must move forward. Thank you for listening. Wow, that was a roller coaster. Do you think he made the right choice staying? Let us know below.